Hi there. We all know how challenging it is to experience pain, whether that's every 2 months, whether it's weekly, monthly, or daily. Especially for those with long term, reoccurring pain, it can really be a serious matter and affect our mental health and well being. And I'd like to share a technique with you that I am continually trying to improve and practice. A few years ago, while I was being interviewed about my experience and journey of pain, I said that I'm experiencing more or less non-stop pain. In all the awake hours, I perceive pain. Over time, and as I developed this technique that I'll just share with you, I learned to be more precise in how I notice the nuances, the beginning, the shifting, and the ending of a life cycle of pain. And by doing this, I've not only achieved more life quality, but I also notice more often during the day when I have a decrease of pain. And so by doing this, I have time for a breather, maybe to quickly go swimming, because it is a little bit better than it was an hour ago, my shoulder pain. And this has a huge effect on the quality of my life. I've yet to meet somebody who finds it easy to notice when the pain ends. Maybe you had a headache yesterday or this morning, and all of a sudden, later in the day, you realize, oh, it's better, yes, but it would be hard to pinpoint when that happened, when the shift occurred. By being more mindful to these subtle shifts of pain, we start noticing that pain is like waves. They may look identical, it may be similar to the pain I had yesterday or a week ago, but same, and yet different. So the waves of pain I try to explore. I try to be precise in experiencing this pain, which I've never had before, which is unique and something that will never come again, in a different, not in a judgmental, maybe not in an appreciative way, but in a more neutral manner. One important step is to understand how our brain works. My mind tends to our minds categorize pain. And when a familiar pain comes, it just puts it in a drawer, in an experience drawer in our mind with a label XY with similar pains that we've had. If our brain works in very broad, large categories, we may have 3 or 4 such drawers that we use. But the more drawers I start opening and labeling, the more my brain and your brain will start differentiating these pains and the experience of it and develop new narratives, new realities around this pain. And that is really, really important. So, one big step is to notice not only the big pain shifts, but also the more subtle ones. And by noticing those subtle changes, I can support the direction in which it's going. Maybe I realize, oh, the headache's just a little bit less sharp, and I may apply some oils. I may listen to some calming music because I've realized I tensed up in the meantime, or I might go for a walk. I try to therefore fine tune the subtle perception of pain. This is an ongoing training so that I don't only notice those signals that exceed a specific norm, that may be loudness, intensity, sharpness, duration, but that I also see maybe just the shift in color of a pain. Maybe you're familiar with the noting technique, the noting of emotions. I use that for when I work with pain as well. So I kind of put a mental sticky note on a pain and then come back to it a bit later to see whether anything has changed. A few other things that I do is I continually work on being precise in noticing the pain. So I try to be precise and elaborate in the words that I use. It's not just a shoulder pain, but what kind of pain is it? I Perhaps you find it easier to work with images. I use such cards, such postcards sometimes that are available, just to go through the 30, 40, and to say, but what is the pain like that I'm experiencing now? Not the one from yesterday, otherwise I'm in the script of yesterday, but the one of now. Maybe it's a sound, it's a taste, it's music that you use to describe. That doesn't really matter. Take whatever works. I keep a pain diary that I can perhaps see patterns. That also helps me familiarize myself. I do regular meditation sessions. I really appreciate Headspace and the many sequences that they offer to train our mind to be able to distinguish between the consciousness of us and an emotion. And of course, mindfulness exercises, which are really fundamental in learning to find a non judgmental path of living with pain. I'd be very curious to hear what you do and what helps you. Please do drop a comment and get back to me. Thank you for your attention.